Oh, him? Yeah. I know him. It's going to take a while. It happened years ago. Did you know there are 3 kinds of aces? Those who seek strength, those who live for pride, and those who can read the tide of battle. Those are the 3. And him?
He was a fighter pilot they called Solo Wing Pixy. This man was his buddy.
Buddy, just look at the view. There's not much difference between those countries from up here.
He is the man I seek.
It was a cold and snowy day.
Galm Team, we cannot authorize a retreat. I figured you'd say that. This is gonna cost you extra. This is CJ from Crew Team. I'll support you any way I can, Galm Team. We just shot down and crashed where I can't see. Roger that.
The Belkan War is shrouded in mystery. Everyone is a hero and a villain, and no one knows who is the victim and who is the aggressor. And what is peace?
Belkan fighters approaching. Shoot them down and secure your superiority. They've got a Kratos at the door. Time to hunt some wild dogs. These are round table fighters. Stay sharp. The round table's nothing special. I'll take care of things. No walls in a dogfight. You just have to take the enemy out. The fight does not end until one side is completely dead. Learn to accept it, kid. This is war. Fire away, coward. Come on! We will survive, Galm 1.
Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, and I am happy to finally bring you Ace Combat Zero, The Belkan War. Many of you know that I am a huge Ace Combat fan. It's where I got my channel name and my online gamer tag. Not this game in particular, but I've already played that game, Ace Combat 4. We've played 4, 5, 7, and now 0, which are, you know, in my opinion, the golden era of Ace Combat games. 7 was really good, but it's also the most recent one. Anyway, 0 is actually a prequel to Ace Combat 5. In Ace Combat 5, there are a lot of references to the Belkan War, which was a war that happened 15 years prior to the events of that game. We know that the Belkans were like the bad guys, and at some point they ended up nuking their own territory. I guess you could say spoilers, but since we knew about that before this game came out, it's not really spoilers. But, yeah, I'm just super excited to get into this game. I know there have been people that have been waiting a long time for this game to, for me to play it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I know also the audio in that cutscene was a little off balance. I feel like the music was too loud, and believe me, you'll very rarely hear me complain about music volume in an Ace Combat game. But I think I'm going to lower this just a little bit just to be sure that it doesn't get too out of control. Also, I am playing this on a PlayStation 2 emulator, and the graphics aren't perfect. I've got them set to a level that I believe is the best that I can do. You will probably notice a little bit of blur around some of the aircraft or some of the backgrounds in the in-game cutscenes. I think it's just a side effect of the anti-aliasing, but yeah, trust me, I've done a lot of settings tweaking, and I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but as far as I can tell, this is the best that I can make it look on the emulator that I'm using. So, the only other thing I want to get out of the way first is, of course, in the video description down below, you can find a link to my Patreon. For only $1 a month. You can get 1 week early access to all of my weekly series, this included, so you'll be able to watch the next episode right now if you go ahead and do that. You also get a couple other things, a Discord title, And honestly, it just shows me how much you guys appreciate the content that I put out now, especially because a lot of these games I'm no longer worrying about copyright strikes, or not strikes, copyright claims from copyrighted music. So I don't think Ace Combat music gets flagged on YouTube, but a lot of the Star Wars games that I'm going to be playing in the near future have for sure copyrighted music. And instead of muting it, I'm just going to let it play for you guys. So I'm not earning any ad revenue off of videos like that. So any of your guys' pledges on Patreon really help support and make up for the fact that I'm, you know, making better videos for you guys. With all that out of the way, let's start a new game of Ace Combat Zero. It's been years since I've played this game, so there are things that I remember, there are things that I don't. We're going to be playing on hard, we're going to do normal controls, English subtitles, and yeah, let's get started. 2005.
Yeah, I know him. It's going to take a while. It happened years ago. Did you know there are 3 kinds of aces? Those who seek strength, those who live for pride, and those who can read the tide of battle.
Oh yeah, live action cutscenes.
3. And him? He was a true ace.
He was a fighter pilot they called Solo Wing Pixy. He was a colleague of the man I seek. 10 years ago, there was a war that engulfed the world. The Belkan War. And in that war was a pilot who trailed across the sky and disappeared from history. He was a lone mercenary who inspired both fear and admiration. He is the man I seek. And so, with the words of Solo Wing, the curtain rises.
It was a cold and snowy day.
It chills. All right, so 10 years before that interview, Glacial Skies. This is honestly, I love the music to this mission. Not this briefing, the mission itself. You'll hear it. It's so good.
Listen up. We have a situation on our hands. A major squadron of Belkan bombers has crossed our border, and it's making its way here, to Valet Air Base. Apparently, they intend to attack our base in an initiative to gain hegemony over the entire Republic of Ustio. Valet Air Base is our country's last line of defense. If our base falls, no one will be left to stop Belka from taking over Ustio. Your mission is to destroy the squad of bombers and defend our base. Belka's invasion must end here.
Okay. So, like most Ace Combat games, this game just opens up with a pure air-to-air destroy the enemy bombers mission. Which is why, again, when Ace Combat 7 came out and that was the first mission, it was just like pure nostalgia, because it's like every Ace Combat game prior to that, that's what you did. So, that's it. Destroy the enemy bombers. Now, this game has introduced a couple of interesting features that surprisingly did not make their way into future Ace Combat games. So, I think Ace Style is one of them. There's also Rivals. Alright, so I don't want to get into too much now. We'll figure it out as we go. Let's just start the mission. Let's just go. Alright, so we've got 3 planes, it looks like. We've got the F5, the J35, and the F1. None of these are great. F1's got rocket launchers. Where's SAAMs? Oh. Air-to-air homing, semi-active air-to-air missile, right. Okay. No, alright, we're just gonna go with the F5, which is also the first aircraft that you start with in Ace Combat 5. So, when this came out, it was very familiar. We've got a QAAM, which is a quick maneuver air-to-air missile. So it's fire and forget, very good homing capabilities, so that's good. We also get to arm our co-pilot, not our co-pilot, our wingman. So he's flying an F-15, and I don't think you ever get to change that in this game. We can also change his special weapons, though. So he's got multi-target air-to-air, some bombs, and he's also got the quick maneuver air-to-air, so we'll just give him that as well. So yes, we will deploy with this selection. Here we go. First mission, baby. Get ready for the music. Crank it up. And here's where you can see a little bit what I mean about the blur. Just like, I don't know, there's like a weird haze. But, oh well. Here it comes. All right.
Galm Team, shoot down all enemy bombers. Don't let them get to our base. Galm 2, follow all orders from Galm 1. Free engagement is prohibited during this operation. Roger. Awaiting your orders, Cipher. You're Galm 1 now.
All right, let's turn this down a little bit. So, a couple things we have to talk about.
Let's make quick work of these suckers and treat ourselves to a little hot whiskey.
So on the radar, blue targets are friendlies, green are enemies, but they're not mission critical enemies. And then red targets are mission critical enemies. So, we'll go after this guy, just get a couple extra points. On the left side of the HUD, you can see our speed. I'm not really sure what unit of measurement that is. I don't really think it matters. It's just how fast we're going. Top right is our mission time, how long we have until the mission ends. Below that is our altitude. Oh, there we go. We got a bomber.
One enemy bomber down. Continue with operation.
Oh, we're stalling.
I'm gonna come out on top today.
And I think in a moment here,
Enemy bomber down. Stay sharp out there.
we're going to see the first new feature of the game.
That's enough battling.
Let's use one of our special weapons here on this guy.
Watch out. The enemy's locked onto you. I'm gonna earn every penny of that money today. This is R05. IFF is out of commission. Unable to carry out your...
So here we go. That enemy bomber, you can read the chat at the top.
One of the bombers has left the battlefront. They must have chickened out.
So one of the enemies had some sort of IFF issue. And now you can see that's him off to the right there. He's actually leaving the mission. Now his target turned yellow, which means he's now an optional target. And actually that other enemy jet that I just shot also turned yellow, which means I basically disabled him. I did enough damage to him that he's fleeing the battle. So you basically have an option in this game to take out neutral targets. So if we chase these guys down, you'll hear them. If we kill these neutral targets, let's see if they say anything. Yeah, there's a little voice line there with no... There was no subtitle that said, "I can't believe they're attacking a wounded man," or something like that. They should say something if we get this bomber. Let's see. There it is. So, you have a bit of a reputation. I mean, I see neutralized. So see, he's going to try and disengage. But we can stay on him. And the benefit of doing so is obviously the more kills you get, the higher your score is. And the higher your score is at the end of the mission, the more money you get to buy new planes, new special weapons, that sort of thing. However, the downside to destroying neutral targets is you'll see at the end of the mission, we will have a reputation meter. And the more neutral targets you destroy, the lower your reputation goes. The more neutral targets you let live at the end of each mission, the higher your reputation meter goes. And the game actually has 3 different endings depending on where your reputation meter is at the end of the game. In addition to that, there are certain missions that will change who you fight. There's boss battles, and the bosses that you encounter are determined based on where your reputation meter is when you do those missions.
Enemy confirmed down. That's a kill for Galm 1. Galm 1 shot down a bandit.
We are going to do most of this game in first person just to kind of give that more of an immersive experience. I guess just to round out the details with the HUD. In the bottom right, we have our ammo, so you can see our machine gun counter on the top. We have over 700 rounds. Missiles, our standard missiles, are right below that. We've got 26 left. Below that is our special weapons. This is our last one. We'll go ahead and spend it. Our health is denoted by the color. Oh, there is actually the damage percentage is our health. And then at the very bottom center,
They're staying in formation. These guys are good.
that is wingman commands.
Team, the enemy attack unit has been successfully intercepted. I'd like to see how those Belkan cowards report back to their superiors.
So I can issue different commands to my wingman.
Cipher, I got a feeling you and me are gonna get along just fine.
Buddy. Are they gonna make us land? Oh, they are.
Permission to land.
That's kind of rare that they make you land on your first mission, isn't it? Oh, they're not making me land.
On that snowy day,
Okay.
my first impression was he had potential.
So that's actually Pixy, who is the F-15 guy, your wingman, talking about you, the player. Okay, so there we go. Ace style at the bottom. That's your reputation.
Belkan's attack on Valet Air Base has failed. Your efforts will not go unrewarded. Your actions may well decide who wins the Belkan War. I, for one, will be counting on you.
So in this game, you play as a mercenary, not like a pilot for some army or air force or whatever. So you're basically being hired and paid to do these missions. And therefore, you can see our reputation, our ace style, starts right in the middle of soldier, even though we're not technically a soldier. And as we destroy yellow targets, that's going to move to the left, closer to mercenary. And the more yellow targets we let live, it's going to move more to the right, towards knight. I don't think it matters how far into any of those categories you are. I think it just matters which one is highlighted. So I think if I hit A here and skip to the end, yeah, you can see there blinking how far to the left of where we started. We've just moved our reputation because we were ruthless in killing all of the neutralized targets. However, we did get more money. We earned over 11,000 credits that we can go ahead and spend on purchasing another aircraft or something for the next mission. So, we're going to save here. I'm probably going to do just one mission per episode, which is what I usually do for Ace Combat series, which means this may be a series of shorter episodes, but if anything's too short, then maybe we'll combine them up. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I'm really, really excited to finally be bringing this game series to you guys. I hope you're as excited as I am to check it out. Please leave a comment and a like. Let me know if you've played this game before, what you thought about it. If you've never played this game before, but you're interested in watching it, let me know in the comments. I love introducing people to new games, so I'd love to hear from you if this is your first time watching this game. And yeah, that's going to be it for now. So, thank you all for watching. Mobius1 here. I'll see you in the next one.